Okay, in this video I will do something different. In this video I will recommend an app for an iPhone or an Android smartphone to read in completely sync with e-readers. E-ink based e-readers that can install Android apps. So this app is called Pocketbook Reader, and that app can replace buying an Onyx Boox Palma if you don't want to buy a small smartphone form factor e-ink e-reader. Then you can use a free app called Pocketbook Reader instead and sync everything: books, reading progress, highlights, notes, bookmarks, everything to all your devices. Exactly as KOReader can do, but KOReader can't be installed on an iPhone. So Pocketbook Reader can be a replacement for KOReader, and it also can be a replacement for having a very expensive Onyx Boox Palma in a smartphone form factor. So if you only read casually on the go, for example, that you can do on a smartphone for those occasions, exactly as I do actually with the Onyx Boox Palma today. I read when I'm waiting in line or something, or out and about, and I read some paragraphs and some lines of a book and so. Then I use the Onyx Boox Palma. But now you can use your own smartphone for that, an iPhone or an Android based phone. So if we start with this e-ink based Android device, so this is the Bigme B751C color ebook reader. This has Android operating system, and then it has Google Play Store built in, so you can install the app Pocketbook Reader. And here we have Pocketbook Reader installed, as you can see, and I have added 3 books via the Pocketbook Cloud. So it's easy to install books that you can read on all your devices using the Pocketbook Cloud. That works great actually. So by doing so, I can read books on this Bigme e-reader, and also on this Onyx Boox Palma if I want, because this also runs Android and has Google Play Store, so I can install any app. As you can see here, I have Pocketbook Reader in the Google Play Store. It's already installed on this device and also on my B751C, as you see there. So this app is free to install, as you see. So we have also the iPhone here, and as you see, the Pocketbook Reader app in Apple Play Store, Apple App Store. So now I can open that app because I have already installed it. Click open, as you see here. Here it opens the last book I've read, and you can go out of that, of course, by doing so. Here we have the same 3 books available, but it only shows 3 in the start page. As you see here, it only shows 2, but if you go to books, you see I have the same 3 books. And the syncing between the devices can be a bit finicky sometimes. So sometimes I do a manual sync by doing so. As you see, it syncs. Now it has syncs everything between all the devices. And the same thing on e-readers. You can do a manual sync by doing so. Now I've synced everything there. So if we open Pocketbook Reader also on the Onyx Boox Palma, because I have installed it from the Play Store, like so. Now I can do a manual sync here, as you see there. Now I have all 3 books again. You can only see 2 books at this home page. If you go here, you see all my books. I have 3 books. And the easy way to install books that you have on your device is go to your file manager like this and find a folder with all your books. Then you can install it from there. So That's very easy to do also, but here we have the same 3 books on all devices. So if I want to have a new book, I can add it from the file manager on your device and choose Pocketbook Cloud, and it will sync to all your devices. Very easy. And the benefit by using the Pocketbook Reader app on all your devices is many actually, but one of the reasons why is that it has so much customizations. It has almost exactly as much customizations as the KOReader app, so you can do plenty of settings and set up your reading experience exactly how you want it. That is one benefit, and of course the other huge benefit is that you can run it on an iPhone. You can't run KOReader on an iPhone. So if we now open a book, we can open an English book for my English subscribers. We open that. Now we see how this book looks with my settings in Pocketbook Reader. I have done the settings myself, so you can choose another way, having the look another way, and other fonts and so on. I will show you that in a moment. So here you see, the only drawback compared to KOReader is that you can't have so much information in the status bar, as you see. So I can only have real physical pages, how many I have read, and also in percent, and what the books is called, and the battery you can see, and also the time. And that is maybe enough for many people. I think that's great information anyway. And you also have a bar showing how much you have read of the book. So if I now click in the middle, you can see all the customizations I can do. And the Pocketbook Reader app has much more settings and customizations than the iPhone app, unfortunately. So the Android app can do a lot more than you can do on the iPhone. But we go into text here, like so. Now you see you have plenty of different fonts to choose from. It's amazing how many fonts you can choose. Without installing any of them. So you have them out of the box in the Pocketbook Reader app, and you can of course choose the size of the font, line height, margins, how big margins you want. You can also have how you should format the text if you want to use hyphenations. And here is an important thing. This is also a drawback. I want to ignore document style for all books I read, because I don't want to have it formatted like they who do the book want. I want it to be as I want. So I always have that on. But in Pocketbook Reader app, I have seen that I need to do that with all books I open. So every new book I want to read, I need to click in that to be able to have my settings again. That's unfortunate. So that was the settings. We can go in other stuff. You can have a view, rotation, even text-to-speech. This actually works with text-to-speech quite good. You can read a book with text-to-speech and it highlights the lines and paragraphs you are reading. And you can do a lot more, as you see here. So, and one thing that also KOReader has is you can integrate Calibre with Pocketbook Reader. That's awesome. If you go to settings here, we can go down here and choose, I think it was other. I'm not sure. You need to go out of a book to find the Calibre settings. So we go back here and we go into settings, as you see there. Settings. Here we have the account and so on. We have different accounts. You can use Pocketbook Store, Pocketbook Cloud, Dropbox, Google Books, Google Drive, Adobe DRM if on this device if you want. That's awesome with Pocketbook Reader. And we have a lot of other stuff you can do here. We have scanner, we have backup and restore, And down here you see OPDS. If you open OPDS settings, you can now add your OPDS settings from Calibre here, exactly as you do in KOReader, the same address, the same login and so on, in Pocketbook Reader. So you can have all your Calibre books available on Pocketbook Reader on your e-reader. That's amazing. I have a video on my channel that I show you how you do that in KOReader. But maybe I will do in a future video how you do it in Pocketbook Reader too. But it works the same actually, the same address and same everything. So check that video out on my channel. So that was about Calibre. One huge benefit also with Pocketbook Reader on the Bigme 751C is that both auto rotation and buttons works as it should. With KOReader it doesn't, and a lot of other apps it doesn't work so good. So if I check that we have auto rotation on the device itself, we see here, as you see, screen rotation is on. So now if I want to read in the other way, we can do so. And it should work like so. It's a bit slow as you saw there, and sometimes maybe it doesn't work. You have to do it twice. But sometimes it should work as it should with auto rotation. It's a bit finicky sometimes, as you see here. Sometimes I need to click there to have it turn the page around. But it should work as it should, and better in KOReader, because in KOReader it doesn't work at all. So that's a bit bad in KOReader, but this works at least, and the buttons works perfectly fine. You can go back and forward exactly as you should be able to do in Pocketbook Reader, and I think that's amazing. So I love Pocketbook Reader in that way, even better than KOReader because of that. So that's great. But more settings you can do is you can do a lot of different for your viewing experience. You can have it a lot of different ways, and I really love that. And I absolutely love that you can remove the margins, as you see here. That works great too. And if you now look at the Onyx Boox Palma, how Pocketbook Reader looks like on that device. We have it here. We can do a manual sync like so. And we open the same book. Here we have the same book as on the Pocketbook Reader app on the Bigme e-reader. So here is how it works on the Onyx Boox Palma. It works the same, really great. You have the buttons is working exactly as it should, as you see here. It works great. And highlights are syncing between the devices, bookmarks are syncing, and notes. That's incredibly good to know, I think. So, and I can remove the margins exactly as I want on this very small device. As you see, no margins. And I have the same status bar in the bottom there and so on. This works great, and as you can see, really nice fonts. So if you don't want to hassle with KOReader installation and have it all set up as you want on all your devices, then you can of course use Pocketbook Reader instead. As you see here, I have it on my iPhone, I have it on my iPad, I have it on my Onyx Boox Palma, I have it on my Bigme B751C here. It doesn't work on Kobo based e-readers, of course, because Kobo based e-readers are not using Google Play Store or Android. So on a Kobo you can't install it. But of course you can use a Pocketbook e-reader. Pocketbook has their own e-readers, e-ink based e-readers. So if you buy a Pocketbook e-reader, of course you can sync in the same way. So you can have it on all your devices. So if you have a bigger e-reader at home, reading at home with great pleasure in Pocketbook Reader app, then you can on the way and when you're out and about, have it on your phone, your Android-based phone or your iPhone. So you can read the same books totally in sync on your phone and the e-reader. So you can have a Pocketbook e-reader, e-ink based e-reader, or another Android-based e-reader at home and have a phone with you instead of Onyx Boox Palma if you don't want to buy that device. So you can have your phone instead. It works for different occasions when you read casually, because then your eyes doesn't get hurt because you don't read as long time, because you only read when you're about and away. At home you read on a real e-reader with e-ink, so your eyes have a real pleasure while reading. So I think that summarizes this video. You can use an iPhone or an Android phone together with your e-reader with ease when using the Pocketbook Reader app. Okay, bye.